What's up YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 210 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which in a way it kind of ties with today's video, but the question of the day is this: who is your favorite trainee, if you will, from WWE LFG? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm gonna answer the question, and if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna be completely honest about it, if I'm gonna be completely honest about it, I think my favorite would probably have to be if I had to pick two, right? I would have to say Jasper Troy and Danny Skaleski. I think the energy that they both have brought to the show in the first two episodes already have been, I wouldn't say contagious, but they've been very inspiring, I guess, if you will. And I can totally see them getting signed to a full-time NXT contract at some point down the road. And it's crazy because you look at those who are in the competition, right? You've got Bailey Humphrey, Elijah Holyfield, who is actually the son of the legendary former boxing champion Evander Holyfield, Tyra May Steele, Shiloh Hill, Zena Sterling, Tatiana Dumas, Drake Moreau, Drayden Ray, Braden Ray, or as he likes to call himself, Sexy BJ Ray. I don't know why the hell he calls himself that. I'm being real, he kind of reminds me of Santino Marella if social media was around in 2007. Because back then we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have Instagram. Back in 2007, all we had was like Facebook and MySpace. That was it. Facebook and MySpace. That was it. And they were like nothing compared to X, Instagram, Snapchat that we have now. Anthony Luke, Lay Laurel, Jasper Troy, Panina, Tulapea, Danny Skaleski, Chris Island, Serena Linton, and Troy Yearwood. Those are the combatants of this season's competition. But what about next season? Well, that is exactly what we're going to be talking about for today's video, because we found out that LFG is going to be renewing for a second season. Now, it's weird because already LFG has become such a very popular show already on A&E. At least 4 million people are have watched the show. As I've got something in my pants, but I can't pry it out. But it's weird because I never would have imagined that the show would have gained that much popularity, and I think it's mostly because of the fact that it's basically what would happen if WWE produced the Ultimate Fighter. That's how I see it. I feel like it's that, and the way I see it. Oh, there we go. There we go. There was a piece of glass or something stuck to my pants. Finally got it out. Anyway, yeah. Basically, it's what would happen if WWE had produced the Ultimate Fighter, and there's always gonna be that one guy that is just straight up an asshole, and Sexy BJ Ray is definitely that guy, but apparently it was recently reported by none other than Wrestling News Co. Big shout out, no copyrights as always. That LFG will be sticking around for a second season, and for those who had not seen WWE LFG, basically the show is about aspiring up and coming stars who had their tryouts, at certain events, like during WrestleMania weekend, SummerSlam weekend over the last few years or so. Excuse me, and they're competing and they're competing against each other for a official WWE contract while receiving guidance from some of the biggest names in professional wrestling. Those of which include guys like Triple H, the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and many others. Even also current superstars as well. Guys like Gunther, guys like CM Punk and Seth Rollins, as well. And it does follow a format similar to Tough Enough, but it's basically a combination of that and the Ultimate Fighter, if you will. In my opinion, that's basically what it is. And it goes like this. The contestants will undergo training and participate in weekly matches and learn the behind the scenes aspects of the business, and the mentors, if you will, the legends or the coaches are not just The Undertaker. It's also Booker T, Mickey James, and Bubba Ray Dudley. And actually, PW and it was actually both PW Insider and Wrestling News Co. both reported saying that LFG has been renewed for a second season by A&E, and as of now, filming is already underway for season 2 in Orlando. So I don't really know. So it's hard to say exactly when we can expect the second season, because right now there really hasn't been any eliminations or anything like that. So I don't really know if they're gonna if they're gonna stick to that format, to the elimination style format, or if it's something, or if they're doing something different with both the first season and the second season. But it's pretty cool because this is probably by far one of the best like reality competition shows we've seen in a very long time. Like, I would say that this show is a lot better than Tough Enough, in a way, in a way that, in a certain way, in a way that gives, how can I explain it? How can I explain it? Because with Tough Enough, it was mostly like, it was just mostly like wrestling fans who wanted to be a part of the business, and there's, it's also like bodybuilders, MMA fighters, and that's pretty much it. This time around, it's there are some who actually we have seen compete in WWE over the last couple years. In fact, I believe out of everybody, out of everybody, the only ones that we have out of all 16 that are in the first season, right? Out of all of them, the only ones that we've seen compete on NXT Level Up when it was still around are Tyra May Steele, Shiloh Hill, Drake Moreau, Jasper Troy, and I think Troy Yearwood are the ones that we've seen the most of on NXT Level Up. And it's weird because right now each legend or coach, if you will, has their own team of 4. So for this season, Undertaker has his team of Bailey Humphrey, Elijah Holyfield, Tyra May Steele, and Shiloh Hill. Bubba Ray's team consists of Zena Sterling, Tatiana Dumas, Drake Moreau, and Sexy BJ Ray. Booker T's team consists of Anthony Luke, Leia Laurel, Jasper Troy, and Penina Tulapea. Tulaepa? I'm like butchering the name. Shout outs to her. I apologize if I butcher her name, but yeah. And then on Mickey James' team, it consists of Danny Skoleski, Chris Island, Serena Linton, and Troy Yearwood. So right now there are limited. So there are only so many spots available for the NXT roster. No one really knows exactly who's gonna get in, right? Like, I think at this point, I think honestly at this point, this season, I have a feeling that this season is gonna get very, very interesting. But the second season is gonna be even more crazier, I feel like. But as far as like what legends we could potentially see in season 2, at this point we could potentially see Undertaker, Bubba Ray, Mickey, and Booker T remain as coaches in the second season. But think of it this way, though: we could also end up seeing guys like maybe John Cena, perhaps, maybe even also Devon. Obviously we got Bubba Ray Dudley in season 1. Why not bring in Devon Dudley for season 2? Who knows? But I think it's gonna be cool. I think honestly this show has already been off to a red hot start in the first season. Second season, not sure what to expect, but I can guarantee you that whichever 16 individuals that make it to the second season, all I gotta say to them is best of luck. they're gonna have a tough task ahead of them, especially with what's going on in the first season. But here's the thing, right? The question becomes, what are the pros and cons of the second season? One of the big, I think in my opinion, one of the biggest cons, in my opinion, I feel like is definitely is definitely the I would probably have to say the coaches, right? Like, obviously, yes, we could potentially see Bubba Ray and Mickey and Booker and Undertaker show up again, and it's possible. It's possible, but when you look at the first season and you compare it to what could potentially be in the second season, it's possible, but who knows? Who knows? But I think that's the biggest con, right? I think the biggest con is potentially getting new coaches that are basically talent that did a whole lot of nothing, and as far as the show goes, they want coaches that have done a whole lot of something. So when you look at guys like Booker T, six-time world champion, 15-time tag team champion, not just in WWE, but also in WCW and in TNA as well. Speaking of TNA, first ever Legends champion, or I guess King of the Mountain champion, if you will. 6-time world champion, I mentioned. Former King of the Ring, former U.S. champion. The guy's done it all. The guy's done it all. He's got his own wrestling promotion, Reality of Wrestling. And then, of course, Bubba Ray Dudley, 26-time tag team champion, 3-time TNA world champion, former multi-time hardcore champion, and then, of course, you got Mickie James, 6-time women's champion. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then, of course, you got The Undertaker, 7-time world champion, 7-time tag team champion, former hardcore champion, Royal Rumble winner, had a hell of a streak at WrestleMania. You can't deny that these guys are definitely worth keeping for season 2. Is it possible? Absolutely, but is it going to actually happen? We'll have to wait and see. We don't know yet, but we do know that this Sunday's episode is going to get very interesting. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.